Hey guys, as promised, here's a deeper insight to last week's Psycard a little bit later, as promised, as we were out in the wilderness, grabbed a day pack, and here in the UK, for a couple of days there, it was feeling as if spring was beginning to knock on the door. But importantly, I've had some time to really kind of reflect on last week's Psycard, and kind of extract a little bit more from it. As always, I like to kind of give it a day, kind of mull it over overnight and see what else comes from it. But the card that we have, okay, it's friendship card. Now, in the weekly insights that can be found always live on every Thursday evening over on Spirit Meets Adventure, my Facebook page, links are in this video as well. One of the things that I was really kind of nudged to share is a really important story that really kind of brings this card together, especially for me, and I really feel that it was an important message at the time, and a few people did confirm that it was important to them, and I still feel that it's very important at this time. So, friendship card. Here's a couple of seed thoughts for you. Who is it that you need to ring? Who is it that you felt that you just need to pick up that phone, make that phone call, go and arrange to see, go and arrange to connect with? You know, I think nowadays, life moving in the way that it does, more and more of us seem disconnected. You know, more and more of us are connecting kind of virtually, i.e. text, messenger, so many social media platforms. But the question that Spirit always asks is that true connection? Is that real connection? So how about picking up that phone? Who is it that you need to ring that has been on your mind for a little while? Who is it that you need to arrange to go and see and actually be in that person's presence? Now, the important kind of story I was going to share with you guys, this is a story that goes back, those of you that have listened to my audiobook Long Road Home, you would have come across this story in a very deep way. So many years going back, I had a good friend of mine who from time to time would kind of ring me in crisis. She was in a very challenging, very tricky, very abusive relationship, to be honest with you. And she would always ring me at crisis. Now, crisis normally meant that picture frames were smashed, dinner was thrown across the other side of the room, hers and her partner's, who throw the dinner across the other side of the room, smash a couple of picture frames. And what she would do, he would then storm out, normally to her friends or to the pub, and go and kind of binge really. And she would ring me. She would ring me at crisis, and my normal reaction every time was to see if I could drop everything and to literally get round to her. And then what me and her would do, we'd clear up kind of all the mess, we'd kind of tidy up. I'd then kind of make her some tea, and then we'd kind of just sit, and she would kind of settle down. Then she would go over to our mum's, and a couple of days later the storm would pass and she would kind of carry on, and then at some point the situation would repeat itself. This particular time the kind of phone rang. I looked at the phone and saw it was her. As I went to pick it up and take the call, I felt a presence very strongly coming over my shoulder, and this kind of deep feeling as if it was a voice said to me, "Don't you effing well dare. Don't you effing well dare." Okay, And that really took me by surprise. In a way, it kind of made me jump, because the force of what I felt, the rushing feeling of this presence coming in very, very powerfully, and also the words were very stern, very much a place of authority, and it really, really kind of took me back, and I listened. You know, it really is as if someone has shook me. And, you know, based on everything that I always say, that all information is information, what this was saying to me was, don't you effing well dare, which was, don't you effing well dare say that you're going to go around there, you're going to drop everything, and that you're going to clean up that effing well mess. That's what that was saying to me. So I took the call, I listened. Absolutely, crisis had happened once again. And I said to her, I tell you what, I'll be round, but it's going to take me 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get round, a lot longer than normal. And what I want you to do is just sit there in that effing mess. I don't want you clearing it up, and you've got to absolutely listen. You've got to trust me. You've got to trust me to why I say that to you, okay? And she said, okay, very, very tearful, very emotional, very, very upset. And I got off the phone, finished up what I was doing, started to head out, got my keys, my jacket, shoes, started to head out, and I thought to myself, my gosh, that was really out of character for me. Not in my nature to be that way. And I really understood. It was almost like the penny dropped, and I could feel that it was my dear friend's, her grandfather. And he was a very firm and very stern man. And I thought, I know what he's done. He's made her sit in it. He's made her sit in the mess. She's got to absolutely take in what has really happened, because she had a kind of habit of, kind of both of us did, kind of clearing up the mess as if it hadn't happened. In a way, she was kind of brushing it under the carpet, and in a way, without me realising, I was kind of enabling her to do that, you know. As a friend, you kind of care, you just want friends to be happy. I wanted her to be happy. And it was literally just kind of as if it hadn't happened. And that's exactly what it was like. It was almost like she was just kind of tidy up, and it was as if it hadn't happened, and she kind of reset. But now she was having to sit there. When I got round, she was in absolute kind of pieces, and she was holding one of the pictures that had been broken. And the thing is with this, she went on to tell me, and I recognised that the recognised picture. The picture is the same one, gets broken over and over again, and what she does is she reframes it time and time and time again. You imagine that. And she was holding it, and I just kind of knelt down beside her, because she had put the door on the latch, which was another interesting thing, as if she knew he weren't going to come back, which is normal. He wouldn't come back for a couple of days. And I kind of knelt down beside her, and I just made eye contact, and I could see the fricking dinner up against the wall, just completely shepherd's pie, caked all up the fricking wall. And I said to her, you know what, is this way you want to live? Is this exactly how you want to live? Because unless you change this, this is going to be the way you're going to live forever. Is this acceptable? Is this what you want for your life? And of course, because she was sitting in it and she hadn't gone on to autopilot, which was just clear it away, it hasn't happened, you know, it's complete sense of denial, it hasn't happened, reset. Those words went in so deeply, and as I say, it was almost out of character, but it went in so deeply. And this is the thing. One of the things I shared on the Facebook Live, we were talking about symbols, powerful symbols. Just bear that in mind as I share the end part of this story. Which she kind of left everything as it was, which is another important point, because she's never done that. She left everything as it was and she said to me, right, let's go. Now, normally she would go round to her mum's, go around there for a few days, let everything kind of just settle, and then she would go back, and as if nothing happened, was loving and promised her it would never happen again, etc., etc. Okay, but she was like, right, let's go. Crap all up the side of the wall, picture frame smashed, a few other pictures smashed, some CDs smashed, table turned over, wine glass had gone over as well, that had smashed. And she said, right, okay, let's go. And I said, do you need anything? What do you mean, let's go? She said, I'm leaving, I'm going. I said, you going to your mum's? She said, yeah, but I'm not coming back. You're absolutely right. You done right by me this evening. You done right by me this evening. She said, all I need is my leather jacket. She had this leather jacket sitting on the kind of banister stairs, little red leather jacket. And I've always remembered that. Now the important point is sometimes, you know, to be a real friend, to be a real true friend, we have to absolutely be compassionately but brutally honest. That's what best serves a friendship. Now I've always said to people that when people come to see me on a one-to-one, how spirit best serve you is by absolutely hugely being honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And I always say to people, you know, I really honour your courage. Now, what happened thereafter was that whenever I kind of sat with somebody and I was consulting for somebody, and this is what I say to you about the important symbols that spirit use, and they kind of use your life experiences to tap into those symbols, is that whenever I sit with anyone these days and from that day forwards that's in a highly abusive situation, if that be emotionally or physically, I will see in my mind the little red jacket. It has become a very powerful symbol for me because she left and she said, all I need is my jacket. Okay, so I sit with somebody, feel the presence, then the memory's triggered. I know exactly what we're talking about. You know, spirit are so clever in the way that they communicate with us. You've heard me say all information is information. Now you absolutely understand why. You know, and the message I really want to extract from this is a few things. Is who sits at your table? Do they add value to your world? Can you be yourself fully? Can you be your strongest and your most vulnerable with them? Really important. And sometimes we need to know that to best serve our friends, we have to be brutally honest with love and compassion. Not just always agree, you know, gently challenge, gently tell them with loving honesty what you see, what you feel, you know, what is going on. Sometimes that's how we best serve our friends. It's how we best serve everyone we come into contact with. And the other point that I just want to kind of finish with is who is it that you need to pick up the phone to? Who is it that you need to make that call to? Who is it that's been on your mind for a while? And, you know, I always think that real connection is so much more precious than any virtual connection. There you go, guys. As promised, some deeper insight that was stirred up from last week's Psycard Insight, the friendship card. I'm going to leave that with you. As I say, those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you can find me live every Thursday evening over on my Facebook page, which is Spirit Meets Adventure. Those of you who are watching this on Facebook, you can find a wealth of library of resources on my YouTube channel if you search for Shane Gadd. Thanks very much, guys. Speak soon.